You go to your doctor, the labs come back clean. No signs of illness, nothing obvious to fix. So why do you still feel off? Why the brain fog, the restless sleep, the nagging headaches that seem to come from nowhere? If you've ever felt like your body isn't keeping up, even when you're doing everything right, eating better, moving more, sleeping on time, then it's time to look somewhere else. Not inside your body, but around it. Because the truth is, many homes across America, homes that feel safe and familiar, are quietly working against the people who live in them. Not out of malice, but out of habit, out of convenience, out of not knowing what's in the things we use every day. You don't need a dramatic renovation or a panic button, but you do need awareness. Because what surrounds you, your cookware, your air fresheners, your furniture, even the scent in your bedroom, might be leaking low levels of toxins into your air, your food, your skin, slowly, daily. And while the effects aren't always obvious at first, they add up. This isn't fear-mongering. It's not about chemicals being bad or modern life being evil. It's about realizing that small things like a scratched-up nonstick pan or a candle that smells too strong can quietly shift the way your body feels. Your body isn't crazy, it's reacting. Today, we're going to look at 9 common items in your home that might be draining your health more than you realize. Each one is simple. Each one is fixable. And you may already be living with more than one of them. So before you schedule another test or buy another supplement, let's take a walk through the place you live in every day and see what's really living with you. Sign 1. The food container that's not keeping you safe. You pack your lunch. Maybe it's a homemade soup, still warm, poured into a container before you rush off to work. Or it's leftovers from last night, something you're proud of, something comforting. You close the lid. You feel prepared, maybe even a little proud. You're taking care of yourself. But here's a question most of us never think to ask. What exactly is that container made of? Most American homes, from big city apartments to quiet suburban kitchens, are filled with plastic. It's convenient, lightweight, stackable, and cheap. We use it to store food, to reheat leftovers, to freeze portions, to pack school lunches. Some containers even have cheerful colors and cute designs. But convenience often hides what's inconvenient to hear. That same plastic may be slowly releasing chemicals into your food, chemicals your body never asked for. Let's pause here, not to alarm you, but to be honest, because this isn't about fear. It's about finally paying attention to something that's been whispering at the edges of your health for years. The truth is, many food containers, especially older ones or those not labeled BPA-free, contain substances like bisphenol A, BPA, and phthalates. These are endocrine-disrupting chemicals. What that means in the simplest terms is they mimic hormones. They confuse your body. They interfere with how your natural hormones are supposed to function. And that matters more than we often realize. Why does your body feel tired even when you rest? Why is your sleep not refreshing, your mood always a little off, your skin acting up even though your diet is good? Why are hormonal conditions, from irregular cycles to unexplained weight gain to thyroid irregularities, on the rise, especially among women in midlife? It's not always about aging. Sometimes it's about what's leaching into your food sip by sip, bite by bite. Now here's the part that many people miss. Plastic doesn't need to melt or break to release these toxins. All it takes is heat. Pouring hot soup into a plastic container. Microwaving last night's pasta in the same bowl you stored it in. Leaving a plastic bottle in a hot car, then drinking from it later. These small, everyday actions create a chain reaction inside your body, quiet, invisible, and cumulative. And if you're thinking, well, I've been doing this for years and I feel fine, I hear you. But feeling fine and feeling well are two very different things. Fine is surviving. Well is thriving. There's a difference between having no symptoms and actually having energy, clarity, balance. What's more, the effects of BPA and phthalates are often subtle at first. They don't scream. They whisper. They show up as bloating, poor sleep, skin that doesn't heal quickly, cravings, anxiety, brain fog. And if you've ever gone through a battery of tests, only to be told that everything looks normal, this might be a place to look. The hardest part, These containers are so familiar they almost feel innocent, but familiarity doesn't equal safety. So what can you do? You don't need to panic. You don't need to throw out everything overnight. This is not a call to perfection. It's a quiet invitation to awareness. Start with what touches your food the most. The container you use for hot leftovers, plastic water bottle you keep refilling, the worn-out lunchbox with scratches on the inside. These are the places to begin. Replace them with glass, stainless steel, or ceramic. Not only are they safer, but they also last longer and look better with time. There's something grounding about reaching for a smooth, solid container that you know won't turn on you with heat. Something calming about the weight of glass in your hands. It doesn't bend. It doesn't leach. It holds what you give it. And don't forget to check your existing plasticware. If it's warped, cloudy, or scratched, it's time to let it go. Plastic degrades, and when it does, it becomes more unstable, more likely to release what it shouldn't. Now, maybe you're thinking this feels like a small detail, that it's too simple to matter. But health is not built on grand gestures. It's built on the quiet, ordinary things we do daily. And changing the container that touches your food multiple times a day. That's not small, that's foundational. Because this isn't just about chemicals, it's about boundaries. About choosing not to let toxins into your body through the back door of habit. About honoring your body not with fear, but with care. It's also about breaking patterns we never knew we were repeating. Maybe you grew up reheating food in whatever was available. Maybe no one ever told you plastic and heat don't mix. That's okay. You're not late. You're right on time. And if this message speaks to you, not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, settling way, then follow that. There's wisdom in your noticing. Trust it. Your kitchen is more than where you feed your body. It's where you decide, again and again, what kind of energy enters your life, and something as simple as a food container. It's not just a thing, it's a message. One that either says, I'm paying attention, or I'm still on autopilot. You deserve a home that holds you, not just with love and warmth, but with intention. So the next time you reach for that old plastic box, ask yourself gently, does this deserve to touch the food that's meant to nourish me? And if the answer is no, then maybe, just maybe, it's time to let it go. Sign 2. The old pan that whispers danger with every meal. It looks harmless, familiar. Maybe it's the pan you've used for years. Maybe it's the one your mom used when you were growing up. It still works. Scrambled eggs slide off easily. Pancakes flip like a dream. It's not perfect. There's a chip here, a scratch there, but it feels like home. But here's the truth that no one talks about. That old non-stick pan, the one you keep using out of habit or nostalgia, might be slowly leaking more than just heat. It might be releasing toxins into your food and your body with every single meal. Let's not make this dramatic. Let's make it honest. Most non-stick pans are coated with a substance called Teflon. When they're brand new and intact, they work as promised. Nothing sticks. They're easy to clean. But over time, with regular use and exposure to heat, that coating starts to break down. Scratches appear. The edges peel. And what was once a convenience becomes a risk. Why? Because when non-stick coatings break down, they release microscopic particles into the air and into your food. And what's inside those particles matters more than we've been told. One of the chemicals used in older non-stick pans is FOA, perfluorooctanoic acid. It's been banned in many countries because of its links to cancer, liver damage, hormonal disruption, and even developmental problems in unborn children. Newer pans may be labeled FOA-free, but many cheaper brands still use similar compounds. And the risk doesn't come from a factory, it comes from your stove right now when that pan gets hot. Think about this, you heat the pan, it sizzles. You smell something faint, maybe a burnt smell you dismiss. But that smell could be vaporized toxins, rising into the air, invisible but present. Or it could be tiny particles flaking off into the food you're feeding your kids, your partner, yourself. Now, I'm not saying one scrambled egg is going to hurt you. I'm saying that when you use that same scratched pan 3 times a week, 50 weeks a year for 5 years, that exposure builds. It accumulates in your body, slowly, quietly, like dust gathering behind the fridge. And here's the thing most people don't realize, you don't have to feel sick to be affected. These chemicals don't knock loudly. They creep in as fatigue, as skin dullness. As hormonal shifts you chalk up to stress or aging. They show up in sleep that feels light and restless, in cravings, in inflammation, in your gut, your mood, your liver. The irony, you're probably using that pan because it made cooking easier. It saved time, it felt safe, but safety isn't about how easy it slides off the surface, it's about what it leaves behind. So let's talk about options. You don't have to throw out your whole kitchen. This isn't about fear, it's about trade-offs, and you deserve to make those trade-offs with clarity. Ceramic pans are a great alternative. They're non-toxic, heat-stable, and don't release chemical fumes. They may require a touch more oil, but they won't leach danger into your eggs. Stainless steel is another strong option, durable, reliable, and when used with the right technique, nearly as easy to clean. Cast iron takes patience, but it rewards you with longevity and deep, even heat. It's the kind of cookware that gets better with age, not worse. If you've never cooked with cast iron, there's something sacred about it. Heavier, yes, but grounding. When you hold it, you feel a different kind of weight, one that reminds you your health is worth more than convenience. The real gift. These materials don't change on you, they don't flake, they don't turn against you with heat, they support you silently, meal after meal. And if you're wondering whether it's really worth it, think about how often you eat. How many meals are prepared in that pan? How many moments of nourishment begin on that surface? If your pan is the starting point for health, shouldn't it be healthy too? We spend so much time looking for health in supplements, in routines, in big lifestyle shifts. But sometimes the biggest shift begins with something small, something we touch daily without even noticing. If your pan is scratched, peeling, or old enough that you don't remember where it came from, it's time to say thank you and let it go. Not because it was never good, but because you now know better. And knowing better means doing better. You deserve to cook in a space that gives back to your health, not slowly chips away at it. You deserve cookware that honors the effort you're already putting into your meals, into your body, into your family. This isn't just about what's safe, it's about what's sacred. Because your kitchen isn't just a place where food is made. It's where memories are stirred, where stories are shared, where healing begins. It deserves tools that match that energy. So the next time you go to reach for that old, familiar pan, pause. Ask yourself, is it still serving you, or are you now serving it at a cost your body can't afford? That simple question might be the beginning of a very different kind of nourishment. One that's not just about what you eat, but how it's made and what you allow into your life quietly every day. You don't need permission to make a change. Just a moment of awareness. And that moment starts here. Sign 3. The curtains that carry more than dust. They hang quietly, soft, familiar, maybe even beautiful. The curtains in your living room, the drapes in your bedroom. They filter the morning light. They give you privacy. They warm the space. And yet, few of us ever stop to ask what they are really made of, or what they might be releasing into the air we breathe every single day. This isn't about making you paranoid. It's about helping you notice something that's been hiding in plain sight. Because here's the truth. Many of the curtains, carpets, and upholstered items in our homes, especially the affordable, easy-to-install kind, are made from synthetic fabrics. Polyester, acrylic, nylon. These are not just fibers, they're petroleum-based plastics spun into threads, then treated with a cocktail of chemicals to make them stain-resistant, wrinkle-free, fire-retardant. Sounds practical, right? But here's what's not on the label. Many of those chemicals, like formaldehyde, don't just stay in the fabric. They slowly off-gas into your home's air, especially when the weather changes, especially when the sun hits the window, especially when the room is sealed tight for warmth or cooling. What does this mean for your body? It means you may be inhaling low levels of formaldehyde every day, breathing in invisible compounds that don't cause a dramatic reaction, but slowly irritate your respiratory system, dry out your eyes and skin, and weaken your immune response over time. You may wake up with a stuffy nose, a scratchy throat, or sinus pressure. You may notice your child's allergies getting worse. You might chalk it up to the season, or dust, or just getting older. But what if it's the very fabric hanging beside you, releasing invisible irritants into the air while you sleep, eat, or sit with your family. And if you have children, the concern goes even deeper. Little ones often play directly on carpets, curl up on sofas, touch the curtains while peeking out the window. They breathe faster. Their systems are more sensitive. What's a mild irritant to an adult can be a serious disruptor to a child. Still, most of us never think about replacing our curtains unless they're torn or out of style. Why would we? They seem so passive, so clean, so ordinary, but sometimes what seems harmless is just unfamiliar. And once you understand what synthetic fabrics can emit, it's hard to unknow it. You don't need to panic or tear down every window treatment today, but awareness gives you options. And the simplest place to start is knowing what your fabrics are made of and how to care for them differently. Here's what can help. First, if your curtains are synthetic, make it a habit to wash them regularly. Not just to remove dust, but to reduce surface chemicals. Warm water, mild soap, no harsh detergent, and always dry them in the sun if you can. Sunlight is a powerful, natural cleanser. It doesn't just kill bacteria, it helps neutralize the lingering energy of a room. Fresh air moves what has been stagnant. It breaks up the heaviness that sometimes settles where we don't look. Second, consider switching to natural fibers over time. Cotton, linen, hemp, bamboo, these breathe better. They don't require heavy chemical treatments. They age gracefully. They feel different, not just to the touch, but to the body. A room with natural fabric feels lighter, softer, more alive. Yes, natural options can cost a bit more, but they often last longer and they don't carry hidden costs in the form of chronic sinus problems, skin rashes, or that persistent sense of fatigue that no one can quite explain. And if you live in a space where you can't make big changes right away, open your windows, even 5 minutes a day. Let the air circulate. Let the energy move. Many of the compounds that build up indoors do so because there's nowhere for them to go. A sealed home traps not just heat, but toxicity. Here's the deeper truth, though. This isn't just about fabric, it's about trust. We trust our homes to be safe, to be places where we rest, recover, connect. And most of the time, they are. But when comfort is built on convenience, when our choices are driven by what's quick and cheap, there's often a price. It just doesn't always show up on a receipt. That's what makes this so important. Because once you know what might be floating in your air, you can choose differently. You can clear space. You can make the invisible visible. So maybe today you look at your curtains a little differently, not with fear, but with clarity. You might touch the fabric and wonder what it's holding. You might remember the last time you washed it, or realize you never have. And instead of feeling overwhelmed, you feel something else. Empowered. Because the moment you decide to question what you've always accepted is the moment your home begins to transform from a place that looks nice to a place that actually supports your well-being. Not every fix requires a contractor. Some just require a new way of seeing. So if the air in your home feels heavy, if the light doesn't quite feel soft anymore, if your body feels unsettled even when you're resting, look to the things that surround you quietly. The soft surfaces, the familiar fabrics, the things you no longer notice. Ask yourself, not out of guilt, but out of care, is this fabric supporting my breath or quietly weighing it down? And if the answer is the latter, then know this: you have options, you have time, and you have the right to breathe fully, clearly, freely, in the one place that's meant to hold you gently, home. Sign 4, that new furniture smell. It's not your friend. You buy a new bookshelf, or maybe it's a desk, a TV stand, a dresser for the bedroom. It comes in a flat box, cleanly labeled, easy to assemble. When you unwrap it, there's that smell, sharp, a little sweet, almost sterile. People often say it's the new furniture smell, like it's a good thing. Like it's proof that something is fresh, untouched, modern. But that smell, it's not your friend. What you're breathing in isn't the scent of newness, it's chemicals. And while they may not sting your nose or make you cough, they are doing something else entirely, slowly filling your air with toxins that don't leave when you open a window or light a candle. The source is something most of us never question: engineered wood. That includes MDF, particle board, chipboard, even some plywoods. These materials are made from wood scraps, sawdust, fibers, shavings held together by industrial adhesives and pressed into shape. It's efficient, it's affordable, it looks sleek, but those adhesives, they often contain formaldehyde, a volatile organic compound that off-gases slowly into the air you breathe every day. And the most unsettling part, you can't see it. You can't smell it after a while, but your body still reacts. Maybe it starts with headaches. Maybe your sleep feels more restless. Maybe you find yourself waking up tired even after 8 hours in bed. Maybe your chest feels a little tighter, your focus slips, your energy dips around the house, and you chalk it up to stress, to work, to age. But what if the problem isn't in you? What if it's around you? Formaldehyde is persistent. It can continue to release gas from furniture for up to 10 years. And in smaller, enclosed spaces like bedrooms, offices, or nurseries, the concentration builds faster. Add air conditioning, sealed windows, and closed doors, and you're breathing that same stagnant air again and again. For children, the risk is higher. Their bodies are still developing. Their immune systems are more sensitive. Long-term exposure to formaldehyde has been linked to respiratory issues, hormonal disruption, even neurological effects. And yet many of the most family-friendly furniture options on the market use pressed wood because it's cheap and accessible. This isn't about guilt. Most of us have lived with this furniture for years without knowing. It's what was available, what fit the budget, what looked good. And on the surface, it works. But now you know what's beneath that surface, and knowledge brings choice. You don't need to throw everything out. This is about small, thoughtful shifts. The first step is paying attention to how furniture is labeled. Look for items made from solid wood, bamboo, or metal. And if you do need to buy engineered wood, choose pieces that are certified as E0 or E1 grade. These have formaldehyde emissions within internationally recognized safe limits. Second, consider where you place each item. Try not to fill small rooms, especially bedrooms or children's play areas with too many synthetic surfaces, and ventilate. Open windows daily, even in colder months, even for 10 minutes. Let fresh air in. Let toxins out. Air circulation is one of the simplest, most powerful ways to protect your health without spending a dime. Third, bring life into your space, literally. Certain houseplants like peace lilies, snake plants, and spider plants are known to help purify air. They don't fix everything, but they make a difference. And more than that, they change how a room feels. Natural things soften the edges. They remind your body it's safe to rest. Here's what this really comes down to: the invisible matters. Just because you can't see what you're breathing doesn't mean it's harmless. And just because furniture is functional doesn't mean it's neutral. You deserve a home that doesn't just look beautiful, but feels clean, clear, calm. A home where you can exhale without hesitation, where your body doesn't have to fight something it doesn't understand. And that means questioning some of the habits we've accepted as normal, like buying the fastest, cheapest thing just because it fits the corner. That may seem small, but over time, those small decisions add up. In how we sleep, in how we focus, in how we age. When we fill our homes with synthetic materials, we create spaces that are visually full, but energetically heavy. We begin to carry that weight in our own bodies, often without knowing why. But there's a quiet power in choosing differently. So maybe next time you browse for a nightstand or a bookshelf, you pause. You read the label. You ask what it's made from. You think not just about what it holds, but what it might release. You decide whether it's worth it. And if you already own pieces that may not be the safest, that's okay. Awareness is a beginning, not a burden. Ventilate, clean, bring in natural elements, replace when you're ready. There's no deadline for healing your space. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about protecting peace. And sometimes peace begins in the most ordinary places, in the smell of your room, the air that greets you when you walk in, the subtle weight that lifts when your home finally starts to breathe with you, not against you. Because the truth is, you can't always control what happens outside your home. But inside, you get to choose. And those choices, however quiet, shape the quality of your life in ways that last. Sign 5. the fragrance that unsettles your emotions. You light a candle. Maybe it's lavender or vanilla or something that reminds you of a place you loved once. You spray an air freshener before guests arrive or before bed just to make the room feel clean, calm, pleasant. You plug in a scent diffuser because it feels like a small luxury, something gentle, something good. But what if that fragrance isn't helping you relax, but quietly unraveling the balance you've been trying to protect? This isn't about eliminating comfort. It's about looking more closely at what we allow into our bodies under the name of calm. Because the truth is, many scented products, candles, sprays, plug-ins, even some essential oils, aren't made from flowers or herbs. They are made from synthetic compounds, chemicals designed in labs to imitate real scents. And while they smell pleasant, they can contain volatile organic compounds, VOC, like benzene, toluene, and formaldehyde, substances that have been linked to a long list of low-grade symptoms: headaches, fatigue, poor sleep, anxiety, irritation, hormonal changes. You may not connect the dots right away. Why would you? You're not coughing, you're not dizzy, but maybe you're more tense than usual. Maybe your thoughts feel scattered. Maybe your moods swing more than they used to. Maybe your sleep isn't deep and you wake up more tired than when you went to bed. That's how it begins, not as a crisis, but as a slow drift away from balance. Your nervous system is deeply affected by scent. The olfactory nerve is directly connected to the part of your brain that regulates emotion and memory. That means what you inhale isn't just about pleasure, it's about signaling. A calming scent tells your body it's okay to rest. But a chemical scent, no matter how good it smells, can confuse the system. It's like background noise your brain has to work harder to filter. Over time, that noise creates tension even if you're not aware of it. If you've ever walked into a room and felt off for no reason, if you've ever found yourself agitated in your own home or uneasy without a clear cause, don't ignore it. Pay attention to what's in the air. And let's be honest, the way most of us were raised, scent was tied to worth. A clean house smells like lemons or fresh linen. A relaxing space smells like cinnamon or pine. We learned, without realizing it, to associate artificial fragrance with care, with love, with hospitality. But we were never taught to ask what those scents are made from, or how they affect our health over time. So what can you do? Start by simplifying. If you love fragrance, and many of us do, choose natural sources. Pure essential oils like lavender, eucalyptus, orange, or sandalwood offer real scent with real plant properties. They calm, they clarify, they don't just mask odor, they carry energy that interacts gently with your body. Use a diffuser in a well-ventilated space. A few drops is enough. This isn't about overwhelming your senses, it's about creating subtle shifts, calm that doesn't cost your clarity. You can also return to traditional remedies. Herbal sachets made from dried lavender, cinnamon sticks, or star anise don't just smell good. They connect you to something older, slower, more grounded. The scent doesn't hit you, it holds you. And if you truly want fresh air, grow something. Houseplants like snake plants, peace lilies, or pothos not only filter the air, they shift the energy in the room. Their presence slows things down. Their scent, though almost imperceptible, is alive. On the flip side, begin letting go of the products that don't align with this new awareness. That store-bought candle that gives you a headache. That plug-in scent that smells stronger than it should. That spray you keep out of habit, even though it feels too sharp. You don't need to throw everything out overnight. But notice how your body feels when those items are near, and listen. This isn't about demonizing scent, it's about reclaiming it. About remembering that your sense of smell is sacred. It was never meant to be manipulated. It was meant to guide you. So if something smells nice, but your body feels tense, don't dismiss that. You're not being sensitive, you're being honest. A truly peaceful home isn't one that smells like a commercial. It's one that smells like itself, like clean air, like fresh laundry dried in the sun, like the herbs you just chopped for dinner. It's one where the air carries no weight, where the scent lingers softly, then leaves. Because peace is not a product, it's an atmosphere. It's not what's sprayed in, it's what's breathed out. And here's the beautiful thing, your nervous system remembers. When you begin removing artificial fragrances, it recalibrates, your body softens, your emotions settle. You stop clenching your jaw without realizing it. Your sleep deepens, your breath lengthens. That's how healing begins, not with big declarations, but with small releases. With choosing not to fill the air with things that don't belong. So the next time you reach for a candle or a spray, pause, ask, is this helping me feel safe, or is it helping me pretend? Your home deserves truth. Your body does too. And sometimes the simplest way to return to yourself is to clear the air. Sign 6. New paint, old toxins. There's something satisfying about a freshly painted room. That crisp look, that clean feeling, a blank canvas for a new beginning. Whether it's a nursery for a grandchild on the way, a long overdue refresh of the guest room, or just a way to bring more light into your life, paint feels like progress. But as you breathe in that new smell, sharp, chemical, almost sweet, there's something else entering the room, and it's not part of the beauty. Most of us grew up thinking that scent was harmless, just the smell of a job well done. But what you're really inhaling is a cloud of volatile organic compounds, VOC. These aren't just unpleasant fumes. They're chemical gases released from paint, adhesives, and coatings that linger in the air long after the walls are dry. One of the most common and dangerous of these compounds is formaldehyde. Others include benzene, toluene, and even lead dust in older or unregulated products. These toxins don't disappear when the smell fades. They stay hanging quietly in the air, soaking into your curtains, your rugs, your breath. In a sealed room, especially one with closed windows and constant heating or cooling, these compounds have nowhere to go. You're not just smelling them, you're absorbing them through your lungs, through your skin, even through your eyes. Now, here's what that might feel like in everyday life: unexplained fatigue. Headaches that seem to return on a schedule, poor sleep, mood swings, irritability that you chalk up to stress, trouble focusing, especially in that freshly updated home office. And for children, the risks deepen. Kids exposed to high levels of VOCs or lead from paint can experience learning difficulties, developmental delays, behavioral issues. They can't explain it, but their bodies know something isn't right. And yet it's so easy to miss. The room looks beautiful, the project is done, but the air is not clean. This isn't about fear, it's about connecting the dots. Most homeowners don't know that paint can keep off-gassing toxins for months or even years, especially lower-cost brands, especially in homes where the air feels still, stale, heavy. So what can you do? It starts with awareness, not overwhelm. When painting, choose low VOC or zero VOC paints. These are now widely available from trusted brands. They may cost a little more, but what they protect is worth more. They come in beautiful colors, rich finishes, and they dry cleaner. They don't leave behind invisible weight in the room. Next, ventilation is not optional, it's essential. Keep windows open during and after painting, ideally for 7 to 14 days. Use fans if needed. Don't rush the process. Give your home the chance to exhale. Avoid painting during seasons where the house is tightly sealed, like midwinter or peak summer. Timing matters. The more fresh air you can allow, the faster your space can clear. And when it comes to wallpaper, the same principles apply. Many wallpapers, especially those with glossy coatings or strong adhesives, contain VOCs or heavy metals in their ink. If you're redecorating, choose wallpaper made from natural cellulose printed with non-toxic ink and paired with eco-safe glue. If you can't find those, reconsider. Some beauty costs too much. Even if the painting or decorating was done long ago, you still have power. Open your windows. Bring in houseplants that absorb toxins, like English ivy, spider plants, peace lilies. Let the room breathe. Let the air move. And here's something that often gets overlooked. Your body can tell when something's off even before your mind does. That feeling of restlessness in a room, that pressure behind your eyes, that fogginess that clears the moment you step outside. Pay attention to those moments. They're not in your head, they are in your home. What's most tragic is how often people blame themselves. They think they're just getting older, that their brain is slipping, that their child is just sensitive. They take more supplements, they drink more coffee, they adjust, adapt, push through. But sometimes it's not about doing more, it's about noticing more. You're not weak, you're aware, and that awareness is a gift. So the next time you stand in a freshly painted room, pause. Not just to admire the color, but to ask yourself, how does it feel in here? Does the air feel light or heavy? Does your chest feel calm or tight? You have a right to ask those questions, to change what no longer serves you, to choose materials that support not just the look of your home, but the health of everyone inside it. This isn't about perfection, it's about presence. It's about being honest with yourself, with your space, with your body. About saying, I want a home that looks beautiful, but I also want to breathe deeply, sleep peacefully, live clearly. And if that means rethinking the way you choose paint or wallpaper, so be it. Because a home isn't truly finished when the paint dries. It's finished when the air is safe, when your body can rest, when your children can breathe freely, when the walls hold joy, not toxins. So yes, paint is powerful, but so is awareness. And once you see the connection between the air around you and the health within you, you won't forget it. That's not paranoia, that's wisdom, that's care. And in a world that moves fast, choosing to care that deeply, that deliberately, is one of the strongest things you can do. Sign 7. That reused bottle that never looked dangerous until it was. You finish your water and without thinking, you refill the same plastic bottle. Maybe it's one you grabbed at a gas station. Maybe it's the container from your favorite iced tea or juice. It's clean, it's there. Why not use it again? It seems like a smart habit, thrifty, eco-friendly even. You're reusing, not wasting. And yet, that very act, repeated over days, weeks, months, may be slowly introducing toxins into your body, sip by quiet sip. Because here's what most people don't know. Single-use plastic bottles were never designed to be reused, especially not with heat, especially not over time, and especially not when the bottle starts to scratch, cloud, or wear thin. Most disposable bottles are made from PET plastic, polyethylene terephthalate. It's lightweight, cheap, and safe for a one-time use. But under stress, heat, UV light, friction, it begins to break down. Microscopic particles of plastic begin to leach into the liquid it holds. Those particles carry substances like antimony and acetaldehyde, known to interfere with metabolism, liver function, and in some cases, even disrupt hormones. And here's the unsettling part, you won't taste it, you won't see it. The water will look just as clear as ever, but your body notices even if you don't. Let's bring it closer to home. That bottle you left in the car on a hot day. It baked under the sun, softened, warped slightly. You came back, took a drink. It tasted fine, but heat had already done its work. That bottle your child uses at school, the one you refill with juice each morning because it's convenient and they like the size. If it's scratched, cloudy, or not made for reuse, it may be giving more than hydration. It may be giving a daily dose of microtoxins into a small, developing body. And those foam takeout containers we all use. They're made from polystyrene, a plastic that can release styrene, a potential carcinogen when it holds hot or acidic foods. Yet many of us still use them to reheat leftovers, to store soups, to pack lunch. This isn't about blame. We've all done it. We do it because it's easy, because no one ever told us otherwise. But now that you know, you can choose differently. You can protect your body not with fear, but with awareness. So what are the signs that your bottle needs to go? Look for scratches, dents, or cloudiness. These are signs that the plastic has weakened and may be more likely to leach chemicals. If the bottle has a recycling code of 1 and no label saying BPA-free or reusable, it's probably meant for one-time use only. If it's been exposed to high heat even just once, it's best to let it go. And here's what you can do instead. Invest in a reusable water bottle made of glass, stainless steel, or BPA-free plastic specifically designed for long-term use. These materials are stable, durable, and far safer for daily hydration. They're easy to clean. They won't warp with heat. They don't add anything unwanted to what you're drinking. For food storage, switch to heat-resistant glass containers or stainless steel tins. These last longer, handle both hot and cold, and don't degrade over time. Yes, the upfront cost is higher, but you're paying for peace of mind, for health, for clarity, because the truth is, health isn't always about big things. Sometimes it's the quietest habits that matter most. The things we do on autopilot, the things we never question. That water bottle sitting on your desk, it's with you all day. That container in the fridge, it touches your food before you do. The objects that seem most harmless are often the ones we trust the most, and trust can be misplaced when it's not informed. This is about reclaiming that trust, about knowing that when you take a sip of water, it's only water, not a chemical cocktail pretending to quench your thirst. And yes, it's tempting to think it's just one bottle. But it's not just one, it's every sip, every day, over years. It's the way those small exposures layer into your system. It's the way your body carries things you don't remember inviting in. You deserve better than that. Your family does too. And when you begin to shift, even one bottle, even one container, you change more than a habit. You change the way your body feels. You change your relationship with what you consume. You say, I'm not too busy to care. I'm not too used to convenience to choose differently. That's not perfection, that's presence. So let the old bottle go. Recycle it if you can. Thank it for the use. And then choose something that honors the body you live in. Because hydration should heal, not harm. And every drop you drink deserves a vessel that respects your health. It's not just about what you put into your body. It's about what your body has to fight to get rid of. The less it has to fight, the more it can thrive. So the next time you reach for a used plastic bottle, pause. Not out of fear, out of love, out of clarity. Out of the quiet knowing that every little thing matters when it comes to the home you carry inside you. Sign 8, the printer in the corner that's polluting your air. It sits quietly in the corner. A little dusty, maybe. Used just often enough to keep it plugged in, ignored just enough to forget it's even there. Your home printer, the one you fire up when you need to sign a form, print tickets, or help the kids with schoolwork. It seems harmless, maybe even helpful. But what if that printer, sitting a few feet away, was quietly affecting your air and your health every single time you pressed print? Here's something most people don't know. Laser printers and older photocopiers release more than just paper. When they operate, especially in small or poorly ventilated spaces, they emit tiny airborne particles that you can't see, can't smell, but absolutely inhale. These emissions include ultrafine particles from toner dust, ozone gas, and even trace amounts of volatile organic compounds. They linger in the air, settle on surfaces, and travel farther than you might think, especially if your workspace is small, sealed, or shared with your living space. Let's break that down. When a laser printer works, it uses heat to bond toner powder to paper. That toner is made of plastic resin, carbon, and chemical additives. The heating process vaporizes microscopic amounts of it into the air. These particles are too small to see, but they are small enough to bypass your body's usual filters. Your nose hairs, your sinuses, even your lungs' natural defense systems. What does this mean? It means that with each print job, your lungs might be absorbing bits of plastic and chemical compounds directly into your bloodstream. And the symptoms, they're easy to miss. A mild headache, eyes that feel dry or irritated, a tickle in your throat that you chalk up to the weather, sinus pressure that doesn't quite go away. Over time, for people exposed regularly, especially in enclosed rooms, those small irritations can become chronic. Allergies, fatigue, coughing, even long-term respiratory inflammation. And ozone. While it's protective up in the atmosphere, it's an irritant when it's near your lungs. Older printers emit low levels of ozone gas during operation. In high enough concentrations, ozone can cause throat irritation, chest tightness, or exacerbate asthma, especially in children or older adults. Now here's the real concern. Many home offices are small, tucked into spare bedrooms, corners of kitchens, or dens with little airflow. We close the windows for noise, turn on air conditioning for comfort, and never think twice about what's being circulated. But the truth is, your body notices even when you don't. This doesn't mean you need to toss your printer out the door. It just means it's time to treat it like what it really is, a mini industrial device. One that deserves respect. One that requires boundaries. So what can you do? First, relocate it. Keep your printer out of high traffic or resting areas, especially bedrooms, dining rooms, or children's spaces. Place it in a well-ventilated corner, near a window or with access to airflow. Let the air move when you print. Don't let the particles settle. Second, unplug it when not in use. Not only does this reduce power usage, it prevents unnecessary standby emissions and discourages spontaneous printing in shared living spaces. Third, clean it regularly. Dust the surface. Wipe the surrounding area. When replacing toner, do it near an open window or with a fan running, and wash your hands thoroughly afterward. Fourth, if you're buying a new model, look for one that's energy efficient and labeled for low emissions. Many modern printers are designed with enclosed toner systems, better filtration, and ozone-free certifications. Yes, they cost more, but you're not just buying convenience. You're buying cleaner air. And lastly, if you feel better when you work outside or breathe easier when you're away from your desk, that's your cue. Trust your body's quiet signals. They're not random. They're revealing. This conversation is about something bigger than just one machine. It's about what we allow into our homes without thinking. It's about the things that seem too small to question, and how those things, over time, shape the way we feel, heal, and age. You deserve to breathe without questioning the quality of your air. You deserve to work in a space that supports your clarity, not one that leaves you foggy or fatigued. And you deserve to trust that your quiet, familiar routines aren't slowly draining your health in the background. So the next time you go to print a recipe or a boarding pass or a coloring sheet for your grandchild, pause, look around. Ask, is this the right place for this machine? Is this the air I want to breathe while I work, while I think, while I rest? This isn't about guilt, it's about grace, about realizing that the smallest changes, repositioning a printer, opening a window, cleaning a filter, can create the kind of difference that compounds over time. Because health is cumulative, and so is awareness. And when you bring both into your home, that's when your space becomes something more than functional. It becomes a space that gives back, a space that heals. Sign 9. Clean floors but toxic air. You mop the floors, you wipe the counters, you scrub the sinks until they shine. Your home smells like lemon, pine, or maybe bleach. It smells clean, and that's what matters, right? But here's a question most of us never think to ask. If your house smells clean, what exactly are you breathing in? Because the truth is, many industrial cleaning products, the ones under your sink right now, are doing more than killing germs. They're filling your air with chemicals that your lungs, skin, and nervous system have to process long after the sparkle fades. Let's talk about what's really inside that bottle. Most common cleaners, especially those labeled as antibacterial or kills 99% of germs, contain compounds like chlorine, ammonia, triclosan, and synthetic fragrances. These are strong, efficient chemicals. They work fast, but they don't just stay on the surface. They evaporate into your indoor air. You inhale them with every breath. Your children do too, so do your pets and your body. It absorbs them through the skin, through your feet, through your hands, through every pore that touches a just mopped floor. Have you ever cleaned the bathroom only to feel lightheaded afterward? Have your eyes stung after spraying down the kitchen counters? Have you ever felt your chest tighten slightly without knowing why? That's not you being sensitive. That's your body doing its job, reacting to something that shouldn't be there. And what's worse is what happens when these chemicals mix. Ammonia and bleach, for example, create chloramine gas, a toxic vapor that's dangerous even in small amounts. Yet many people unknowingly combine them by using multiple products back to back. Now imagine that same space is sealed. Windows closed, air conditioning running, no real ventilation. Those fumes don't leave. They settle into the air, into the dust, into the things your family touches all day long. And the effects aren't always obvious. It's not about getting sick overnight. It's about slow, quiet shifts, more frequent headaches. Skin that's drier, itchier, sleep that doesn't feel restful, a child with a persistent cough, a pet that sneezes more than usual. We've been taught to believe that a strong scent means something is working, that if we smell bleach, the bathroom must be clean, that if the house smells like rain or linen or fresh breeze, we've done something right. But scent is not safety, and clean should never come at the cost of your breath. The irony is heartbreaking. In trying to protect our homes, we may be slowly poisoning them. But it doesn't have to be this way. There are alternatives, simple, time-tested, effective. They may not come in neon bottles or promise miracles on the label, but they work. And they do it without leaving toxins in their wake. White vinegar is one of the most powerful natural disinfectants you can find. It cuts grease, kills mold, shines glass, and neutralizes odors, all without synthetic fumes. Mix it with water in a spray bottle and you've got a cleaner that's safe for kids, pets, and lungs. Baking soda is another classic. It scrubs sinks, lifts stains, deodorizes carpets, and even freshens drains. When combined with vinegar, it foams, lifting grime without releasing toxic gases. Want something that smells good? Add a few drops of pure essential oil, like lavender, tea tree, or lemon. These not only offer natural scent, but real antibacterial properties too. And for those moments that feel deeply ritual, like washing the floors on a Sunday morning, consider something even simpler. Warm water, sea salt, a squeeze of lemon, not just for cleaning the surface, but for clearing the energy too. What you clean with becomes part of your home. It lingers, it speaks. It tells your body whether it's safe to relax or whether it needs to brace itself. So the next time you reach for a bottle under your sink, ask yourself, is this really making my home healthier or just smell like it? The shift doesn't have to be all at once. Start small, replace one product, try one recipe, see how you feel. Notice the difference not just in scent, but in breath, in sleep, in clarity. Because a clean home isn't one that just looks good under bright light. It's one where the air feels soft, where no one gets a headache after chores, where children can play on the floor without absorbing things they shouldn't. And you, standing in that quiet kitchen holding a sponge, wiping down the day, you deserve to breathe peace, not chemicals. You deserve a home that holds your health, not just your things. So clear the air, slowly, gently, with intention. Because what you clean with is more than a tool, it's a message. And that message should never be, my body has to recover from cleaning my home. It should say, this is a place that supports my healing, my breath, my life. And that begins with what you choose to hold in your hand. Final, you made it here, through all 9 signs, and maybe along the way you started noticing things in your own home. The scent in the hallway, the bottle by the sink, the furniture you once loved but never questioned. That's not just awareness, that's awakening, because these signs aren't just warnings, they are invitations. Each one opens a door to see your space not just as a place to live, but as a living part of you, breathing with you, holding you, reflecting back the energy you allow inside it. What we've explored together isn't about fear, it's about clarity. The kind that doesn't demand you throw everything out, but invites you to look closer, to feel deeper, to listen not just to the sounds around you, but to your own body's quiet language, the sigh that comes when a window opens, the calm that follows a cleared room, the sudden lightness after removing what no longer belongs. And isn't that what healing really is? Not a quick fix, not a perfect checklist, but the slow return to a life that feels aligned with your breath, with your values, with the way you want to age and love and live. Your home matters, not because of how it looks, but because of how it makes you feel. And if even one small shift from today makes your sleep deeper, your thoughts clearer, your mornings a little softer, then something good has already begun. Thank you for being here, for listening, for allowing these words into your space. May your home protect you. May it breathe with you. May it hold more light, more quiet, more rest than ever before. You deserve a space that doesn't just shelter you, but heals you. Until next time, breathe gently, live slowly, and take good care.